This is Saxon Math, 6th grade. Today we're doing lesson 106. We're going to be transforming formulas, which is a very fancy way of saying we're going to be changing around our formulas today. Today we're going to be doing the exact same thing you've been doing with equations. We're going to be showing how you can move terms from one side to another by doing the inverse operation. But you're not going to have a whole lot of numbers today. We're going to do it with letters instead. Let's look up here. Now, this isn't really a formula for anything. This is just an example. And instead of numbers, I have all letters. X, whatever X is, plus A, whatever A is, equals B. Some other number altogether. Let's pretend that I'm given a problem and it tells me to use this formula. And then it says it knows what A is and it knows what B is. And I need to figure out X. Today I'm going to show you how to move this around to easily solve for X. I know it would be easy to just plug in the numbers because this is an easy formula, but you also need to know how to move the terms around so you can do that with harder problems later. So let's look at this one. I have A, I have B. I want to be able to solve for X. That means I want to end up with X equals something. In this case, it's going to be equals some letters because all I have are letters today. Let's see. I want to get X by itself. But I've got X plus A. Is there a way that I can move this plus A to the other side of the equation so I'm left with just X? Of course. The same way that you've done it before. If we're adding something, the way to move it to the other side is to subtract it from both sides. We're doing the inverse. The inverse of addition is subtraction. So plus A, I'm going to do the inverse minus A from both sides. Minus A. X plus A minus A, those A's cancel out, leaves me with just X, equals B minus A. B minus A. Now in my problem, it will tell me some numbers here, and I'll be able to put the numbers in and solve it. But today, what I just want you to see is that you can move around the letters the same way you move around the numbers. I wanted to get this equation into a form where it was X equals something, and I did that by being able to move the A to the other side. Let's try it with a few equations that you're used to, ones you've had before. So here's the equation for area. We use area a lot. Area of a rectangle is length times width, also area of a square. Okay. What if they gave me a tricky problem and they told me the area and they told me the length, but they didn't tell me the width, and I had to solve? Is there a way that I could move these letters around so that I would have the width on one side and everything else on the other side? If I need to solve for the width, I'd want that by itself. And I need to move this L to the other side. You notice it's times L. Is there a way that I can move that to the other side? Of course, using your inverse operation, same as we do with numbers. Since the width is times the length, if I was to divide by the length on both sides, that would leave me with just width here. Width times length divided by length, that would cancel out, which is what I wanted. So I'm left with just my width. Then over here I have area divided by length. I'm going to write it this way this time. Some people like to write these fractions better. Now solving my problem would be easy. If they tell me what area is and what length is, I can take the area, divide by the length, and that'll give me the width. All right, you're getting the hang of it. Let's do one more together, and then I'll set you free on your work today. A squared plus B squared plus C squared. This is the Pythagorean theorem. We use it to help us solve for the lengths of sides of a right triangle. What if they told me A squared and C squared, and I had to figure out B squared? Is there a way that I could move the A squared over with the C squared? So all the things that I have are on one side, and the thing that I want to know is on the other? Of course. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. How do I move a plus a squared to the other side. You do the inverse, just like I've done. Since it's plus a squared, I would do minus a squared to both sides. B squared plus a squared minus a squared, those cancel out to leave me with b squared, which is exactly what I wanted, equals c squared minus a squared. I'd probably need to take a square root, wouldn't I? This is still b squared. I'd probably want to just solve for b. Let's take the square root of both sides. B squared, and then find the square root. At least it would just be, if we canceled it out. Gives the square root of c squared minus a squared. It's the same thing you've been doing with numbers. We're just going to move around some of the letters today. Use this same system when you solve your problems today in your book.